All right. This looks like a good place to start. Seems to be a thirsty wall. Feels like each time I approach the space, I'm adding another breath. It's like I'm shaping it a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. Each layer is adding a new life to it. It'd be cool to be able to put on different people's eyeballs and see what they see. It's always something I've fantasized about ever since I was a kid. That would be interesting to be able to get inside someone else's head. But I guess maybe that's why we like art so much. I like the idea of having an eye. It's something that shows up a lot in my work. My mom was really creative. Her father was an artist. We always had just like craft projects going on around the house. I had like a little easel, I remember. One side was a chalkboard and the other side had a paper roll. And yeah, I just always liked making things, even as a kid. And I always thought, oh, I want to be an artist when I grow up. Somewhere around middle school, high school, I thought that was a silly goal. I have some ideas of where I want to go with this wall, but it hasn't completely come out the way I want it. It's like in my head swirling around, and I just got to get it out a little bit. So I'm just going to let my hand move on this paper and see what happens before I put it up on the wall permanently. I don't think it was until just the last couple of years I started to really learn how to be an artist. You're pulling in information and inspiration in everything that you're doing, and that's all necessary. You need to bring in all these pieces and then just play and let the process happen on its own based on circumstances of that moment. Chalk is like a really great tool because it's really impermanent. So I can just set where I want things to go and then change it very easily if I need to. I don't know, I like the impermanence of it. It doesn't feel like... And with the chalkboard, I can work really big because it's like one thing when you're drawing small or relatively small on a piece of paper, but then it's like you have to transfer that idea to a bigger space. It's always an experiment in the end. You never really know. So I come in with an idea, and it always turns out different than I think it will. There's this point where you have a plan, but then things take another route. No matter how much you try to control the situation, art making or any kind of making, you have to surrender at some point to what really is happening and what you're working with. I think when you surrender to the unexpected, that's when some magic happens. There's creation happening all the time. It's mostly about me getting out of my own way. I've learned to just not let the art come from my head as much and just let it come more from my heart. Our hearts are so connected to our arms. The line comes right through. I started out drawing shape and patterns that interested me. I found out about yantras and I started looking into them and I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I'm drawing. I didn't even know. And you see these same patterns show up in all these different places, and it seems like it's just a universal way of expressing that. We are made to be these creative beings. I mean, we have these fingers and we have these long arms and we have these brains, and we can process our experience through line making. It's about making marks. I want to make a mark saying I've been here, and we make our marks.